Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a good Friday, wherever you are around the world. Hopefully, everyone's having a good day so far. Hopefully, get a bit better as well. But how are we? Hopefully, everyone's well. And welcome to a little bit of a different video. Obviously, today we're going to be looking. It's been, I've said to you guys this is going to be coming over the last couple of days, and yeah, we're going to do a keep, loan and sell for the squad. Of course, obviously, Arnie Slot will be officially the Liverpool manager tomorrow. Of course, today is the last official day that Jurgen Klopp is the Liverpool manager. Again, cry because I think all of us will on the thought process of that. But again, it's a good look to take a look at the squad and have a look, who we think, or I think anyway, is going to stay. Your guys' thoughts as well in the comments on who's going to stay and who's going to leave this season or coming up. Again, obviously, we've got players coming back from loans, obviously, and obviously players leaving on on freeze and obviously leaving the club. The likes of like Thiago, John Matip, for example, as well. They are in this list, but again, we will move them off anyway. But again, let me know all of you are in the chat as well. If you are new around here, then please do leave a like. It's very much appreciated as always. Hit the subscribe button as well. It does very, very much help with the channel as well. Hopefully, like I said, everyone's doing well, and hopefully everyone's had a good day anyway. But as you can see on screen right now, of course, this is the tier list that we do have. We have keep, loan, sell, keep in the academy. Now, for the players that again we don't know so much, or again we see any academy people, again we will put them in the bracket of again keep in the academy. That is the aim of the game. That's what we're going to do as well. Of course, we're not going to go goalkeepers, defenders, attackers. That's not what we're going to do. We're just going to go through the squad one by one and just go through it like that anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well, because I want to know your guys' thoughts. I want to know who you think should stay, go on loan and all that good stuff as well. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. But we will get started then. Obviously, as you can see on the screen right now, of course, the number one guy there, Mr. Alisson Becker. As you can see, I think quite clearly Alisson stays at Liverpool. I don't think there's much room for him to move whatsoever. Again, for me, best goalkeeper in the world. We mentioned a couple of days ago that, again, there's been Saudi talks and Saudi bids for Ali. Again, I can't see him leaving and 100% stay for Ali. Same as Alexis McAllister. Again, probably Liverpool's best player last season. I would definitely, put him up there as one of the key players for Liverpool moving forward as well, in terms of, again, the just the player himself is just unbelievable. But again, I think, as Jurgen Klopp mentioned last season, it is very much I think Liverpool got a better deal than they thought they were going to get with Alexis McAllister. I don't think that many people, for around, what was it, 40 million pounds in the end with the add-ons. Again, just an unbelievable signing for Maka. For me, he definitely stays for Liverpool next season, quite obviously. Same with Andy Robbo. Again, stay for me. One of the most reliable people under Jurgen Klopp. Again, for me, I would definitely keep him. I do think, again, he's one of Liverpool's vital players. And, we know with Arnie Slot, he does like, his fullback to be able to, be like a wing back type as well, especially more the left back. So again, that will definitely suit Andy Robertson. Of course, Adrian, we know Adrian's going to be leaving the football club. It's not official yet, but again, the club are not giving him a new contract. We know this. We know as well that Liverpool don't want to, again, give him a new deal. Maybe that might change under Arnie Slot. Who knows? But again, I do think Adrian will leave the football club for sure. I don't know whether or not if it has been confirmed. If anyone can let me know. I don't think it has, though. So again, we're waiting for that anyway. But Bobby Clark is the next one. And for me, it's a bit of a mixed bag, For his development, again, we're going to obviously find out, what he could potentially be in this Liverpool's team for next season. But for me, I would send Bobby Clark on loan next season. I think what we did see of him and the sample size we did see of him this season, in the Carabao Cup, when he came on, was one of the best players on the pitch. I think was it Forest away from home as well. He had a very, very good game. Definitely was one of the guys that massively helped that day, of course, getting the win, and just other situations where when he's been called upon, obviously, part of the youngsters that have been massively involved in the team this season. For me, I think he has a very, very bright future at Liverpool. I would loan him out just based on, again, can Arne Slot guarantee him minutes? Not sure. And we've also seen how, a loan move for Harvey Elliott, how much that helped in his development. To be able to see where he is now with the Liverpool squad. So for me, I think Bobby Clark, if he could have a successful championship loan or potentially even lower Premier League move, again, that would be a very, very good again, situation in that sense as well. Similar situation though with Ben Doak, as though again, you could put him in loan, you could put him in staying and keep around potentially. It does depend, I think, on who Liverpool sign in the summer, depending on if we do sign an out-and-out, striker, not striker, sorry, right winger in that sense. But I think Ben Doak does stay. I don't think he goes on loan anyway. Conor Bradley, same. I can't see Conor Bradley leaving the football club. For me, I think he's 100% stays at the club. Cody Gakpo, of course, would a couple of months ago I would have put him there. I would have put him in sell, but now I keep him. I think give him a season under Arne Slot. I do think he definitely will hopefully improve, because I think now maybe we might see again Arne Slot maybe moving him to more of his natural position as that left midfielder or left-sided winger. That's hopefully the dream under Arne Slot, that we will see again him perform there. Again, it's obviously great that he can be that versatile player to play even in the 10 or in the 9 for Liverpool. But again, I want to see Cody Gakpo on the left, certainly the back end of the season. I don't know for you guys as well. For me, that's where his best position is. I'd be massively surprised if we did see Cody playing in the 10 or the 9 next season. But again, we're not so sure on Slot's tactics. So for me, I would keep him. It's my opinion has changed from a couple of months ago. I did very much. Obviously, we did a video on Cody Gakpo. It was more built on frustration because you can see the player there. You can see where. Again, you can see Cody Gakpo's strengths. You can see where he can improve on. And for me, that's something, again, that he definitely needs to work on it 100%. But again, play him on a more natural position, because again, that's something for me that he needs to be he definitely needs to be in control of that as well anyway. But next guy as well then, Curtis Jones. I can see him staying at Liverpool. I do think, though, it is a big, big year for Curtis Jones because counter-pressing wise, Curtis Jones is very, very good. And he is very, very good. And at the beginning of the season, Liverpool were very much playing probably our best football of the season when Curtis Jones was in the team. But it's also a big but with him because, again, it's similar to many of these players in the squad. For me, the injury problems, again, we need to have a squad that doesn't get injured so much. And with Curtis Jones, he'll have maybe a month and a half of playing really good football, not being injured, and then something then will change that and will then obviously then rule him out for a couple of months, and that's something that, again, with the majority of the squad needs fixing, whether that's in terms of a different, physio, a different, doctors, different style in that sense. Maybe we might see a bit of improvement on that. But again, hopefully we will see the best out of Curtis Jones. That would be my hopeful dream anyway. But the big up Daz as well. Hopefully doing well, mate. Hopefully you're having a good Friday, mate, as well. But again, Daz, let me know your thoughts on the list so far as well. I think, look, pretty much this, I would be happy with the stays. Again, Bobby Clark being in the loans, may upset a couple of people that I know anyway. But again, I just think, again, if he can have a similar experience to Harvey Elliott, I do think, again, he could, again, take that next level up and then come back an even better player of Liverpool next season. Now, Kelleher, it is an interesting one, isn't it? Because for me, and I don't know about any of you guys, I would put him in the keep category. I don't know whether or not if anyone else agrees with that. For me, I would keep Keller, just based on, again, like, Keller is really, really good, and he is really, really good. But for him, if he was to leave Liverpool, it would probably be the best thing for him. And that's not slating him, because for me, it's, again, for me, having a really good number 2 goalkeeper is now the must in teams, especially if you're going to, challenge and so on as well. You look at, City, you look at Arsenal. I know Arsenal are probably going to lose Ramsdale this season coming up, but again, they've had, Raya or Ramsdale. City have had Edison or Morata, is it? Again, the German goalkeeper. And then, we've had Alisson and Keller. And again, how many years have we had it where we've had really poor goalkeepers at the football club? You look at, again, we've had Adrian, now, but, look at it when we didn't have Ali, we had, Karius, we had Mignolet. Not awful goalkeepers, but again, goalkeepers you can improve on. I think Curler is probably better than both of them. But it's also, again, he'll want first team football. Again, his recent interviews, he's come out and said he wants to be a number 1, and that's totally respectful. Again, I don't think anyone can turn around and go, oh, Keller's, again, turned his back away from Liverpool. Again, I think the complete opposite. I think if he wants to move, again, that will be the best for his career. Look at the Euros, look at the World Cups and that. Like, again, I've even listened to, Irish people going on about, again, they don't feel Keller is the pure number 1 goalkeeper for Ireland because he's not number 1 anyway. Like, I think, is it Gazaniga? I think it is, for Southampton, that, again, he's been the number 1 goalkeeper this season, especially. Again, he's going to be the number 1 probably for Southampton in, coming back into the Premier League. So, again, he's probably going to be the number 1 goalkeeper for Ireland when he's fit. Keller would hope to be Bazuna. Yeah, it is Bazuna. Sorry. Yeah, I thought his name was that. No, it is Bazuna. I'm thinking of the completely wrong player. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, Bazuna. I'm thinking of Bazuna. I'm thinking of 2 people. Apologies, chat. But yeah, again, let me know your guys' thoughts on Keller as well, because for me, I wouldn't be too grudged on it, if he was to leave this summer. But I'd sell everyone apart from me. But Keller is definitely going. Yeah, I would agree. Who of our players would you take to the Euros? Probably, again, out of the ones that have gone into the team, I think the only one that's not going to go is Konza, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think Curtis Jones goes. I think obviously all the Dutch lads go. Szoboszlai's going, Robbo's going, but I think Konza doesn't go to the full squad with England anyway. But moving over again, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway on Keller. Do you think he'll go? Do you think he'll stay? I would keep him personally, but again, I do think he will leave the football club as well. But Calvin Ramsey, for me, sell, was very hyped when he joined the football club. His numbers, again, was very reliable and very compatible towards Trent in terms of, again, the numbers he was producing. I think we all spoke about, again, that at the time when Calvin Ramsey signed, we didn't have a backup right back. Again, Conor Bradley wasn't coming into the team so much. I do think that, again, Calvin Ramsey, he's been a bit of it's been a bit of a disappointing signing because of the injuries. Like you look at last season, he was on loan, I think, to Preston. That didn't really work out. Again, for me, I do think he will leave as well. I do think that personally, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, because I think it's a bit of a tricky situation as well, isn't it? Because you look at Calvin Ramsey, you look at Conor Bradley, you look how well Conor Bradley has done for Liverpool this season. Again, massive breakout season in that sense as well. But again, I just wish it would have worked out a bit better for him. Sorry, chat. I'm just quickly checking something a minute. But I wish it did very much work out in that sense, because, again, the ceiling was very, 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 very high for him anyway. But if we quickly, again, for me, again, like I said, we're going to mostly keep academy players in the academy list. Again, if we see again academy, again, they're all going to be going into academy unless they are a part of the first team squad. Anyway, that's what again, we're going to be looking at anyway. But Diogo Jota, for me, stays. Don't see a world where Jota leaves. Again, Darwin Núñez. Now, a lot of people would put him there. For me, no. Put him there. Darwin Núñez stays at Liverpool Football Club next season. There is no way, there's no way Darwin Núñez leaves Liverpool next season. I do think that, again, could there be a conversation for him to improve? Of course. But for me, Darwin stays at the football club. I think Arne Slot wants to work with Darwin quite a lot. Based on, again, him being named in the reason why Arne Slot wanted to come and join Liverpool as well. That was a big, scenario as well. I think for many people, I do think Liverpool will be a lot weaker team without Darwin Núñez. And even though some people may disagree with that, but I do think, again, he will hopefully come good under Slot, because, again, he will be if we are going to be playing the 4-2-3-1, he will be the number 9 for that anyway. But Szoboszlai, for me as well, stays. I do think he will stay for next season. I do think, again, hopefully next season we'll see, again, the first 6 months of Szoboszlai, like how, again, the back end of the season wasn't too good, and I think a lot of people can agree. Again, Szoboszlai did struggle towards the back end of the season, but I do think that if we can see the best out of him, again, that might be in a 10, that might be on the right hand side of attack. I do think Szoboszlai will come good for Liverpool. I wish that, because, again, the player that we saw the first 6 months that he was at the club, again, was outstanding. I just hope that is the case again as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts on Szoboszlai and Darwin as well, because, again, I know Darwin will divide opinion in that sense, but for me, I think, again, Darwin stays, and I do think Szoboszlai stays as well anyway. But next up, Fabio Carvalho. Again, do you put him in sell? Do you put him in keep? Obviously been on loan, obviously Leipzig last season. Was on loan then to Hull. I think he got around, I think it was a 12 goal involvement in all competitions for him. I think it was all in the Championship anyway. For me, I think keep. I think Liverpool think he's going to have a big future with a football club. I do think again, the reports are that Arnie Slot wants to see Carvalho in pre-season and see how he does. That will be big and huge in that sense, because again, if Liverpool are going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 or be playing a 4-3-3 with a 10 instead of 2 8s this time round, maybe then we might see Carvalho then in his more natural position, like he was under under Marco Silva at Fulham, where, again, when Liverpool signed him, that was what we did sign him for. I think Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp thought that, he could have been inverted, or you could have been, put into an 8 position, but I think we tried that a couple of times when he did sign it. It didn't really work. But I do think as a 10, again, he might work in that sense. But it's also as well, I think Arnie Slot will definitely want to keep him, but also then if he doesn't perform, again, then Liverpool, I think, would think about offers in terms of selling him, because again, there's always reports of teams in the Championship or lower Premier League that would like him as well. I think Leicester have been very much linked with him. I think ever since Liverpool said they were going to put him out on loan, Leicester have been quite interested in him. So again, that's another team that we could see go for Fabio Carvalho as well. But Arne Slot rotated Jimenez and I think Uda is it for Vinod. Maybe we see the same with Darwin and Gakpo, just because they offer something different in attack. True. I do think though that it will be Jota and Darwin changing up top. I don't think it will be Cody Gakpo, in my opinion. I think that Gakpo, I think he may rotate between Gakpo and Lucho on that left-hand side, but I could be wrong. But again, we could definitely see, maybe Jota on the left, Gakpo up top, or the other way in that sense as well. Again, I'm really, really intrigued for the first game of pre-season to see where you'll be able to tell certain things under Slot, and hopefully we do as well. But big up Tony as well, saying yes, let's see how he does in a 10. Yeah, 100% as well. Harvey Elliott, stay. Again, don't have to say anything about that. One of the best Liverpool players last season. Ibu Konate is in keep for me. I know we did say a couple of nights ago that it is a huge season for him, and I would agree with that 100%. Again, injuries is the big key factor. Again, if Ibu Konate is, again, if he's fit, he's one of the best centre-backs in the league. Again, but that's the big problem. Like, how much is he going to be fit throughout the season? But for me, I think, keep him 100%. Jayden Danns, for me, I'd loan him. Similar to Bobby Clark. I'd love him to break through the Liverpool team, and I'd love Slot to, again, give him that opportunity in the team. But I think similar to, my explanation to Bobby Clark, I do think if you give him a loan deal, it might work out. Again, he might be even better in that sense as well. But for me, I would definitely loan him out for next season and see, again, if he can go to the Championship and score 20 plus goals, like that would be unbelievable. And then Liverpool then have truly got, a real class talent up top as well. We've seen him, this season, especially in the cups, and even if you've watched any of the under-21 games, I think the under-21 game, I think before the end of the season against Man United, again, you had Kumos, you had who else did you have? You had Kumos, you had Jayden Danns. For me, I think again, 100%, performing at a very elite level for what we've seen for the young kids anyway as well. But Joe Gomez, keep, for me, one of Liverpool's most reliable players. For sure. Obviously, we know Joel Matip will be leaving the football club, so of course it would be sell. Unfortunately, McDonald as well. For me, another one I'd put out on loan. Obviously, first season coming in for Jurgen as well. Again, would promote on loan, see what he can do at another club as well to perform. Joel Konza, again, keep, probably Liverpool's third choice centre half, maybe even second choice centre half for next season under Slot. But for me, again, what a season has been for Joel Konza. 100%, again, deserved in that sense. But again, what is he, 20, 21? Unbelievable season. And hopefully, again, push on now and create absolute magic. Kate Gordon, again, loan, keep. I would loan him personally, but I don't know. Again, it's similar to, again, you got Ben Doak. Would you put Kate Gordon out on loan? I'm not so sure. But again, around that, I would very much have a look into potentially loaning him, or if he is going to stay, keep him as backup potentially for Mo or something around that. Probably one of the controversial pick here, but for me, I'd sell Kostas Tsimikas. Again, I really like Kostas as a person, but as a player, he's not good enough, unfortunately. And that is probably, probably me saying that. I don't know if you guys also feel the same on that. But for me, Kostas, for me, again, Liverpool can improve on that, because I think Liverpool now should be at the stage where we should be looking for the Robbo replacement, and by doing that, you should be letting go of, again, a Kostas Tsimikas, and Robbo then should be, again, I think Robbo is the starter under Slot. I really do believe that. But obviously we've got Owen Beck, we've got again, other academy players coming through who could potentially be Liverpool's number one left back in the future, but I just think Liverpool need to sign someone. Obviously Ryan Ait-Nouri would be my first choice pick for that. But again, I do think that, again, Kostas, I think, will want to move on as well. But for me, I just think that Kostas Tsimikas, for me, isn't good enough for Liverpool, unfortunately. But again, that's just my thoughts anyway. But Lucho, keep for me. I know plenty of people put him in sell. But for me, I would keep Lucho. Again, if he could finish, he would be a 200, 250 million pound player. But yeah, obviously, it's not. His finishing is awful. That's not, hide that fact. But again, the player that we get, again, he's one of the most frustrating players to watch and to even, again, explain to someone. If he was to explain what does Lucho do for Liverpool, again, he beats a man, again, can create chances, but just don't let him finish, because again, he will not score. But he, again, has to step up next season, because I've kept him in keep, but I think Liverpool will definitely, and under again, Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, again, they will be ruthless in their approach in terms of, again, letting Lucho go. If the price is right, if a PSG come in, if a Saudi club come in, and the price was right, I think they would sell and then look to then get the next best. But then I don't think Liverpool would then sign somebody who isn't up to the quality. They'll want to sign the best in class in that sense as well. But I think for Lucho, it is definitely a make or break season next year for Liverpool as well. But obviously, not kudos. There's kudos. Again, keep in the academy. Again, I would keep these fellas. Again, they're coming up to age as well, especially the young Brazilian goalkeeper as well. I would keep him, because I think, again, if Keller does go, I do think he may become Liverpool's new number 3. Obviously, with Adrian going as well. Mo Salah stays for me. I think, again, obviously, I think a lot of people would have said differently probably a month ago or 2 months ago, but I do think Mo stays. I would keep Mo for next season. Nat Phillips, the GOAT himself. For me, I unfortunately would sell him, but again, that's more on his part because again, we're an absolute legend. Nat Phillips is for Liverpool. For me, again, one of the cult heroes under the Jurgen Klopp era as well. But Ryan Gravenberch, same as the rest, stays in this Liverpool team. Reece Williams, sell. I think it's time. Obviously, them two in particular, what a centre back partnership that was for Liverpool. But for me, I would sell them two. Unfortunately, Stefan Bajcetic, for me, you keep. I think he will be the main number 6 for Liverpool next season. He is in that loan thought process as well. You know, do you potentially loan him out? I don't think you do. But again, for me, I think Slot will absolutely love Bajcetic for next season. That's my thoughts anyway. I do think he will be the number 1 DM. Again, obviously people go, oh, what about Endo? But for me, I think Bajcetic, a fully fit Bajcetic, is Liverpool's number 1 DM for now. Whether or not that changes, by the end of the summer transfer window, who knows? But again, for me, I think Bajcetic 100% stays for Liverpool. Seb van der Berg, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I'd like to give him an opportunity at the football club, but I think they're going to sell him, For me, I would keep him and see what he does. But I do think they might sell him in the future potentially as well. But Thiago, obviously sell. Again, never going to work out. If we quickly, again, put the academy lads in there. Obviously, this fella, Nuri, he has a massive future ahead of him. Again, I think he's 16, 17. Again, keeping the academy, probably will work in the first team at some point as well. Obviously, for me, I think he definitely stays for next season. I think Slot may keep a lot of the youngsters as well, but obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold, for me, stays without a shadow of a doubt. Obviously, despite the Madrid links, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, stays, and Wataru Endo, does he go? Does he stay? For me, I think he stays. I think he does stay for 1 more year. I think that for me, I do think that maybe we might use him for 1 more year, and then Liverpool might go out to sign another DM, and then have the likes of Bajcetic and another DM in there. Might even happen this summer, and then again Liverpool may transition out of Wataru Endo. But I think he's a very solid player. But is he a player that Liverpool can improve on? Yes, he is. But he is one of those cult hero type players. But for me, I would keep him for next season. Obviously, then we could definitely look maybe in the future. But for me, I think keeping Wataru Endo makes a lot more sense than selling him. Personally anyway, but Tony says keep Seb as well. Yeah, 100% as well. Let me know. Obviously, this is the list for me. If you disagree or agree on certain things, and of course, I know there will be people in the comment section that will let me know their thoughts as well. But that's for me anyway. My list, obviously, big names in there. Obviously, the sell list. Obviously, a lot of them being released, but obviously, Seb van der Berg. Not Seb van der Berg, sorry. Calvin Ramsey, Kostas Tsimikas, Nat Phillips, and Reece Williams. Then for me, I do think I would let go of. Again, obviously for their own careers, I would let them go. But I think Kostas is the big departure from the main team anyway. That will leave. Again, obviously we could see maybe one of the other first teams going, but I do think Kostas will leave, and maybe Slot may bring in his new left back in that sense, because I think Liverpool need to do that. They need to transition Robbo out of the team, and it's not saying again Andy Robinson's bad, because he's not. Again, he's one of the best in the Premier League, but again, you can't stand still in certain positions. I think the left back area, if we signed a 21, 22, 23-year-old, you've then still got Robbo performing there. It can perform there for a season or two, but then can transition out of, again, that position. And then we have the left back there that can then take over instantly with Andy Robertson. That would be my thought process. With that anyway. And I know obviously there's big shouts there, obviously Lucho, Darwin, Mo, for example, as well. But yeah, and Carvalho as well. I think Carvalho is another split, a split opinion in that sense as well. For me, I'd keep him, see what he does under slot. If there is an improvement there in terms of his, playing ability, then sell him. I would for sure. Anyway, but I sold Diaz, Trent, and Salah to Madrid in my career mode for around 220 million. To be fair, you should have just gone out for Mo Salah, not for just Trent and Lucho as well. But let me know your guys' thoughts anyway in the comments. I thought it'd be a fun little video to talk about as well. Get your guys' thoughts on it as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. Again, bit of a different one. Obviously, usual news episode, would have come out tonight. Obviously, the short on Embuemo, obviously that link obviously being out there at the moment. But of course, obviously, we'll have shows coming up throughout the summer as well, speaking about the transfer window. Of course, tomorrow is the Champions League final. We will be doing a watch along. We don't really do watch alongs on the channel, but I thought, why not? Let's do it for the Champions League final as well. Obviously, Borussia Dortmund, Real Madrid. Of course, we will be supporting Dortmund in that as well. Hopefully, they do go on to win the final. Would be a poetic ending for Marco Reus for that as well. But hopefully, again, that will be a good final tomorrow. Unlike the Conference League final and the Europa League final, where it was very boring in that as well. But look, at the end of the day, of course, it's finals. So, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts on the team as well. Let me know who you'd keep, loan, and sell anyway, and just let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments if you are watching on the repeat or even live as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts anyway. But I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you to each and every single one of you for commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing as well. If you are new, then please hit that subscribe button. We're still 5 away from before we get to 1.5k, so if we can get that, be very much appreciated as always. Anyway, but yeah, tomorrow will be Champions League watch along. I think we'll go live about 7:45. I think it is tomorrow, maybe 7:30. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.